You loved ones, and welcome to the first week's recap of the FAP League. You might be wondering why you're seeing moi, curious cacnias, critical cacturns, the dude, the boyo, the real man, instead of Joy, your one and only, and that is because Joy cannot actually edit this video right now because she is out a graphics card. So donate in the link. There's a join button. Hit it, please. There's also a like button. You can hit that as well. In the sports, typically you always want to cheer for your favorite team. You always want to cheer for the one you want to win. However, depending on how hard they smash their opponent and utterly just decimate the competition, you can't sometimes go without feeling bad for the person being carried away on a stretcher. And that is exactly what happened to Nutts2Butts in this game. So Joy absolutely entirely swept his team, and I'm telling you that beforehand so that you are not surprised by this outcome. But we can see how masterfully that Joy ended up performing this sweep, getting up very, very early boosts and just carrying it all the way through the game. So let's get started. If this was a more normal type of battle and this wasn't a extremely just get absolutely curb-stomped Nutts2Butts version of the FAP League, I would be going more in depth on talking about a little bit of the team matchup, like what you would choose to bring or not bring. Like a Garboder is actually terrible in this matchup here, and I would explain why. But of course, it's not even used, so it doesn't matter, guys. Right. So let's get into it here. Where is my mouse? There it is. All right. So the battle starts off against Lunatone against babeeeee. Which Pokemon would you have started out with if you had Joy's team? Let me restart this. Look, we got a Schweel, we got a Feraligatr, we got a Garbodor, we got a Boltund, we got babeeeee, and we got Pangoro. Okay, which one would you lead with? That is the question. Joy decides to come out with babeeeee, and that is for a very particular reason. Babeeeee has the key to success. The key to success being switcheroo. Actually, this is kind of an early setup to get off the key move here. This takes off. This is actually very important because Lunatone right here sets up a Trick Room right there, as you can see, and the Assault Vest came off of babeeeee and put onto Lunatone, and Lunatone's Hardstone was removed, and this is the important part. The Hardstone increases the damage of rock type attacks, and so this Ancient Power on the next turn would have killed in 2 hits if it weren't for this Hardstone being removed off of Lunatone, and that is very unfortunate because it allows this setup here to be sustained. So this is the important part. We have an evasiveness raise from Double Team here on babeeeee, and Joy just immediately decides to go for this strategy to attempt to get as much damage off onto Nutts2Butts' team as possible by taking this and baton passing into Pangoro here. If I can pause the game, there we go. So the Ancient Power right there did end up missing. However, if that Hardstone was not removed off of the Lunatone, it would have entirely bodied babeeeee, of course, assuming that it hits. And you can't. I'm just going. The Pokemon is a game of opportunity, right? It's a game of chance, optimizing your potential chance to win. There's no guaranteed way of winning Pokemon, and so you kind of have to win in every single situation in this hypothetical universe of Schrodinger's cat box, dead or alive, or I don't know what the heck the analogy is, but basically it's that. where you everything has a potential to happen because of crits and because of hacks and missing like that. So if you want to optimize your chances by saying the worst possible case scenario happens, you can still manage to win the game, or at least optimize your chances. And having that hard stone removed off of the Lunatone definitely did do that, because even if it did get hit by that, it would have still survived. So now we have this evasiveness boost on this Pangoro. Honestly, if I had the opportunity to switch into any of these Pokemon, I probably wouldn't have chose Pangoro. I honestly wouldn't have. I think I would have gone into Feraligatr, because I think it just does more damage onto the team in general. There are 2 flying types here, and those kind of make it so I would really not like to be in Pangoro right now. But I mean, Joy knows what she's doing. She entirely bodies this guy, so I'm sorry, Nutts2Butts, but it's true. We have the Feraligatr. I probably would have chose this. We had the Lunatone out already. It would probably have forced it to switch. Got a free hit on anything here, but Joy's just going for the win. So let's see how she does it here. Ancient Power boost, gets a critical hit, but does not actually get the Omni boost. Forcing this Torment here is important, actually, because it prevents you from using the same move twice in a row. So because of this, Lunatone most likely had another move being a Psychic move, and because of that Torment, it prevented it from using Ancient Power. So this is a preventative move for the future of preventing it from boosting, basically, against Pangoro here. So Pangoro can now freely kind of set up. Granted, Nutts2Butts here went into something that was more of a utility Pokemon rather than being something to take it out immediately like the Wyvern. I would have probably tried to remove this Pangoro off the field as soon as possible, but I mean, I'm not playing the league, so I don't exactly know the feel for it. Of course, this has the gimmicks in it, and you're not supposed to use extremely competitive sets in this. So we have Power Up Punch getting attack boosts and a taunt preventing this Toxic Spikes here. This is kind of a misplay, I would say, because Toxic Spikes doesn't really do too much, because we have Garbodor, and Garbodor is still at full HP. So even if you did get Toxic Spikes up, it wouldn't immediately toxic the Pangoro, which is your initial threat right now. And you can immediately just get rid of them with sending out Garbodor. So I don't see the reason for this move here with the Toxic Spikes, but you'll see later that this does in fact have Toxic, and that was the thing that honestly should have been gone for this turn, to at least attempt to remove this, because even if you'll see here in this move we have Poison Fang. Poison Fang does normal poison damage. It does not do toxic, so if that did in fact poison, it would actually be worse, because the would only lose 6% of your HP every turn with this leftovers on Pangoro, because it would do 12% and then you'd gain back 6%. So it would just be a net of 6% every single time instead of toxic, which ramps up every single turn until the Pokemon dies by 6% every turn. So I think that would have been a far more optimal play. Now this is where it gets spicy here. This is where it gets spicy. You see that evasiveness? Wait for it. Boom! Misses the Horn Drill. Instant KO move. That will just entirely get rid of the problem of Pangoro on the screen. There's about, I think, a 20% chance of hitting that with the evasiveness boost. So it wasn't very likely, but you might as well go for it and get rid of the problem immediately. I still feel like this is an optimal play. Like I said, it's not optimizing your chances for winning necessarily, but it's a fun league. So I respect the decision to go for this horn drill. It's actually kind of fun to watch, right? You kind of want the horn drill to hit just because it's like, oh, it's there, you have it. It's never gonna hit through evasiveness. You just want to see chaos. Unfortunately, it doesn't actually end up going through, as we well know. So there it goes. It misses again. So there was 2 that it ended up missing. The taunt, and here is where Toxic is actually shown to be a move on the Nidorina. So that would have been more optimal to use up here in turn 9. So then that would have already been, if it did in fact hit, would have, of course it did use taunt, so it would have been canceled anyways. But I'm talking hypothetically. If it did hit, it would have helped out tremendously by now. So we have Bullet Punch. Bullet Punch is the last move. So we've seen everything with Torment. We have Power Up Punch, Taunt, and Bullet Punch on Pangoro. And the priority is a very, very smart play. A very, very good move to have from Joy here. A very good decision. Because that allows you to just entirely bypass speed. It doesn't matter at all what's faster. I know Pangoro's slow, and that's exactly why she went out into this Pokemon, because she knew that if she got these boosts that on any Pokemon here, that you would still think, oh, I have Noivern in the bag, I have a Beautifly in the back, ready to destroy this thing with flying moves, because that would be super effective and potentially get rid of this Pangoro a lot easier. But with this Bullet Punch, and now being plus 4 at this point, it's very, very unlikely to have that happen. So that added with the very late reveal on Pangoro that is the move that you have. At this point, I would be, if I were Nutts2Butts right now, I would probably forfeit. I'm not even kidding. I would probably have forfeit. I'm very glad that he didn't. So then you can see Joy entirely break his neck. So the Supersonic here, again, this evasiveness is coming in so clutch. There has been very, very many misses, many misses, due to this evasiveness. Of course, you can't always know that it's the evasiveness that's causing it, but is it not the evasiveness? I mean, let's be real. So it's coming in very, very helpful here. This is why the Bullet Punch is necessary. I don't know why the Leech Life was used. I don't know. Maybe he doesn't have any Flying Stab on this, or I have no clue why Leech Life was used. It's a neutral move. I think that if I'm not mistaken, it's probably the 80 base power one. But even so, it's neutral. It's from a Noivern. It's not really stab or anything. So even if it did hit, it would have probably done only like 20% at most. So I don't know why that was used there in that turn. The Quick Claw pop. Noivern had Quick Claw. I don't even know why it has Quick Claw. It's already fast. It's all that now. This is why you get the idea of it's a joke league. You have Quick Claw on the Noivern, dude. That's hilarious, bro. And the fact that it popped, but it didn't matter because you didn't have priority. And then Lunatone automatically, gets entirely destroyed. We know this. Tanky Boy here. Tanky Boy was a very good try at removing this Pangoro. And the reason is because if I click the button right, boom, we've got Bulk Up. This looks like a terrible play initially, and that's because it is. But the reason for why this is terrible is not exactly what you'd expect. I mean, it is called Tanky Boy for a reason. I'm assuming he didn't think that it would do that much. Granted, this is a Pangoro with +5 right now. It is Bullet Punch, so it's not Stab, but it's I think it's getting the Iron Fists boost from it. So there's something that you probably didn't consider in the calculation there, because I'm pretty sure Bullet Punch is a fist move. So because of that, it's probably doing a little bit more than he expected. The defense boost, he also probably thought would save him up here. He has Leftovers and Protect. So because of that, you'd think, oh, it might do a mass load of damage, but I can recover it with Protect and Leftovers stalling. So that was the idea here behind that. And while that is a great idea, Pangoro is just far too boosted to risk trying to do any sort of stall tactics, especially when it's not even at its full strength potential yet. And let alone, you know that it has wait for it. Taunt, guys. Taunt prevents you from using non-damaging moves. What is Bulk Up? What is Protect? Non-damaging moves. They are non-damaging moves, and they are going to be prevented with Taunt. So now that you are taunted, you can't protect, you're getting entirely destroyed. You have one chance. What do you go for? You go for Pursuit. You go for Pursuit? You go for Pursuit on a Pangoro with a Heracross? Oh, poor Tanky Boy. Poor Tanky Boy. Does he just not have any stab moves? Is this the key? The key to the FAP League is to actually have a singular, at least one stab move on your Pokemon? Oh, I guess that's not true. He did have Poison Fang, and he did have Ancient Power, which are stab moves. But why not in your Pokemon actually have stab moves? I mean, even bug moves would have been better than Pursuit. I don't know what the point of the Pursuit was. Twice, I think he just gave up at this point. Honestly, I don't think this is a serious attempt at trying to play. I could be wrong, but why else would you have just Pursuit on this and use it? I don't know. I don't know. So Tanky Boy goes down. Poor Tanky Boy. And Pangoro is entirely destroying this whole team. Quiver Dance is very good. Very, very good. Smart play here. Actually did well, except for the fact that Priority destroys that. As we determined earlier, that was a very smart play on Joy's part to having Bullet Punch and having a priority move in the first place, because it really did help a lot during this battle. So that was extremely intelligent, very genius. And Big Daddy D ended up dying to a Bullet Punch as well. So there's the battle, guys. I hope that you enjoyed the first week's recap in the FAP League. If you want more of this content, don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like. And I hope that I had fun. I hope I can see you guys again soon. I don't know. We might not. It depends on when Joy ends up getting her graphics card. Stay curious, guys. Stay very, very curious. Next week, something more magical may happen.